Hello, everyone. Welcome to Communications Plus. And hello, Flora. Thank you so much for having agreed to this interview on my channel. I wanted to shake up my content a little bit and talk to a real person about what it looks like in real life to be on a journey of clarity and confidence. The mission of this channel is to empower women to speak with clarity and confidence as they are shaping the world. And I know you're doing all of the above. You are currently the VP of Customer Success at Salarify, a fast-growing and fast-changing startup. And I'm really curious to hear about your journey, both as a startup team member and as a woman working for a startup. So let's start at the beginning. How did you even find this company, and why did you decide to start to work for a startup? That's a very different environment from when you have a set job description for a company and a set wage, right? So I'm curious to know why you chose this and how you found them.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for the invitation. I'm really happy to be here. And actually, my journey, how it started, it's not that complicated because when I was doing my bachelor studies at Corvinus University, I mean, during that time, I knew that I wanted to work for, not for a startup, but in this ecosystem. And I started to work for a so-called startup factory where IT and communication, marketing, and graphic designers help startup actually launch their product and launch their MVPs. And I started to work there. First, I really liked it, and I got to know a lot of interesting ideas and startups there, including Salarify, actually. And as we started to work together, first in terms of marketing and helping this idea get to a next level, I got to know Bence, the CEO, a little bit better, and the product, of course. And I just fell in love and with the product and with the whole vision. So when the timing was right, I was about to leave the company I was working at the moment. We had a chat with Bence and with the team. Actually, I think they were just three of them, the founders, during that time. So I had to chat to all of them, and there is a chemistry there, so I could start as actually VP of Customer Success there. And during that time, we were only working for this hope, for this vision, because we didn't get paid, we didn't have any money to start with, and it was a really nice time to remember that during this period of time, only the four of us were working on the product and on Salarify, and we were working so hard that I don't know, it just feel like it's been ages when we started, but it was like 3 years ago, and now we have a team of 10, and everyone is super motivated to go forward, and actually that is how it started. Mm-hmm. So it was like lucky timing for me, I guess.
So it was somewhat of a chance meeting, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes. And you were not deterred by the fact that you didn't know where this startup was going to go or if it was going to go anywhere at all?
It was really risky. I mean, I think I was in a good position because I was doing my studies. I started my master's when I was doing Salarify. So, I mean, I didn't have a family to take care of, and my parents supported me during that time when I didn't get paid for the job I was doing. They thought a little bit I was crazy, but they liked the idea too, so they believed in me. And yeah, so I think if I were a mother or if I had a family, it could have been much riskier and harder. Maybe I couldn't do it, but this way I could, because I had this option actually.
Yeah, that's so nice. That's so nice that you had this chance, because I know both you have come a long ways from the very beginning 3 years ago, and I know so has Salarify. Can you say maybe a few words about both? So I know Salarify was just a little more than an idea at the time when you started. Where are you guys at now in terms of number of customers, earnings, employees. You mentioned you're 10 right now. And also I know your role has been changing quite a bit. We worked together a bit, and then you were more involved with marketing. So can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Of course. So first of all, about Salarify. Salarify is a platform which enables employees to get access to their already earned but yet unpaid wages. So for example, using Salarify, they can say goodbye to this good old 1 month pay cycle, which we usually have in Hungary and all over Europe. And they can stick to a weekly pay cycle or a bi-weekly pay cycle, which makes it easier to plan your finances and actually stick to the plans you have. And also it's easier for it's more useful for example, lower income employees, because they in Hungary 1/3 of the population don't even have savings at all. So for those who don't have savings, that could be a really huge help to take care of, for example, unexpected expenses before the payday, before the week of the payday, and they don't have to look for microloans or unhealthy credit products. So basically that is Salarify. And beforehand, that was the idea. Our CEO went to the US to work for a company, and beforehand he had worked for same company in Hungary. And in Hungary he got paid monthly, and in the US he got paid bi-weekly, I think. And I mean, comparing the economy and everything, he didn't make more money there, but he could use it better by getting it bi-weekly, and he could plan it better. So that was actually the idea first, and he came back to Hungary, and this is how it started. So that's the main concept. And now we just announced actually a partnership with Visa. And from summer, we will have our very own Salarify prepaid cards. So these paid employees can enjoy the benefits of earned wage access in a more effective way. And also we're working on some new products, which I can't really say a lot about, but I'm pretty excited about that, because we started to talk to potential clients about these new features and products, and they seem psyched about it. So hopefully soon we can announce this too. And yeah, we are actually working on right now on the next capital raise, which is really exciting, because so far we only had like smaller amounts, seeds, and I don't know, some smaller amounts of investments, and now we are going for a big one, and it's really exciting for the whole team. We can do a lot using that capital, and we can finally go abroad. So here we are now, and we've come a long way, and we still have a lot to accomplish.
So exciting. And I know you have quite a few big clients right now. Can you name a few maybe? And then I'd love to hear about your journey.
Of course. For example, Kühnenagel, it's a really popular company in transport. Maybe you know it. Also, we are about to onboard UPS, which is quite a big accomplishment, of course. And we have in the pipeline for the next few months a few really big companies, which I can't say yet about. But for example, we also have Man@Work, which is also a pretty big company in Hungary, helping employees to get work, to get jobs in usually factories and the manufacturing industry.
Oh, cool. That is so exciting. UPS is huge. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to you and the whole team.
Thank you.
Now, tell us a little bit about what your role has been. So I know you worked in marketing too. Did you start as a marketing VP, or what was the very beginning?
Yeah, I did as a marketing manager. I mean, we were only the four of us, and it was so small to call these titles. But yeah, I first started to have a team with marketing, and later on, I had some shifts into like the customer success world, because we needed someone to keep in touch with the clients and communicate about the onboarding, about all the processes we need to do. For example, between the development team and the clients, and the product team and the client. So I started to be that person, which is like something like the accounting job, like keeping in touch with both of the sides. And I really liked it. And as I got involved more in this part of the job, I didn't have so much time for marketing. So we needed to hire someone helping me on that area. But I also, I mean, I'm still doing it, but now I'm more focused on PR and event marketing, trying to get Salarify to as many HR events as possible, and get as many articles as possible about Salarify. So in terms of marketing, this is the part I'm still doing.
Mhm.
And I'm also in charge of the customer support procedures and processes, which is really interesting, because it's really nice to hear firsthand how our users use Salarify, how they in what kind of life situations they grab our tool and use it to help their financial life. And that's how I can help the product and the UI improve a little bit every week. And that's another part of my job, to keep in touch with the product team. So
So
yeah, it's a bit,
exciting.
yeah. I mean, we are really small, so do a bunch of different things. And actually, that's one thing. I'm working in a startup, which is, I think, one of the most interesting and exciting part, but also it has a lot of challenges, because it's really hard to focus like on one area at a time. But so far, I've really enjoyed it.
You know, that leads me actually to my next question, which was going to be exactly about some of the challenges that you've seen working for a startup. And if you'd like to address some challenges particular to women that you might have encountered, that would be interesting, I think, for our audience. But I'm curious to hear about the challenges in general, because I know a startup is such a fast and constantly changing and growing environment. It must be very different to work for a startup than, let's say, in a traditional job where you get your job description and then that's what you do. So what could you name as, let's say, the top 3 challenges of you having to adjust to this environment?
First of all, you already mentioned that everything changes so fast. I think this is one of the most important and biggest challenges we face, because I mean, every week there's something we've never done before, we've never seen before, and it makes it super hard to react in the right way, and to solve the problems in such a growing and changing environment. But so far we are doing good. Of course, not all the time we have the best solution for the problems, and we cannot react to all the challenges in the best way. But this way we can learn a lot. So I mean, when I face these kind of challenges, I always just focus on that. Okay, if I can solve it, at least I learned something new. But usually we can come up with a solution to all of these challenges. And I think this is the point when it comes to the team, that we have a really good and really effective team, and we can react really fast to these kind of problems, and I don't know, challenges that someone just doesn't want to talk to us because we are so small that they don't have the time for that. But we always have some solution, we always have some communication channels, some strategies how to reach, for example, a bigger potential partner or a distributor who we need for a specific job. And also, of course, we meet, I mean, we see every day a new challenge regarding the client's needs, because sometimes our clients have an idea that this is not the thing, not the way we want to go through with it. We want to change this and that, which we already agreed beforehand to to do a little different way. So we have to adjust a lot, and it takes patience. And actually, like in conclusion, I think it's really hard. It's really hard to put in words, but I think I realized during the last 3 years that the thing which can help you and which can help you stick to your plan and do your job is to see the vision the managers, the owners, the founders have. And if you see that and if you believe in that vision, that can help you go through all these challenges. And sometimes you have to be patient, because the other challenges we face, I think, I mean, in my opinion, is that we always plan everything, but sometimes these plans are just not going as we plan, as we had planned them beforehand. And you shouldn't get disappointed. You shouldn't get, I don't know, unattached. You just have to focus and be patient. I mean, 10 out of 10, all the goals we reach sooner or later, and sometimes it's later, but it's fine, and you have to accept it. And when you don't have that vision I already mentioned, then it can be difficult for you to survive. Survive. I mean, it's a harsh word for that, but to be patient until we reach that goal, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So I think basically these are the biggest challenges I usually face. And I mean, I think I'm really happy, and I'm really lucky to work in a company like this, because me as a woman, I don't really, it's really hard for me to recall challenges I have faced because I'm a woman.
That's good news.
That's good news. I mean, sometimes when we go to meetings, of course, I have this feeling, because we usually, at least the two of us, going to meetings, and it's usually me and some guy from work. I mean, usually I'm the only woman there from Salarify, and depending on the situation, sometimes I have this feeling that those clients, those potential clients, or those I don't know, managers on the other side, they don't take me as serious as the guy standing next to me or sitting next to me. And sometimes it's a little bit bothering, but during these meetings, when we get involved, this feeling usually goes away, and they can focus on and believe what I say, actually. But that's a slight challenge I think I face day by day.
And do you think that's just your assumption, that maybe they don't take you as seriously as they would your male counterpart? Or do you think it's real? Like, have you actually seen it in real life?
I think it's real. I mean, we usually talk about topics like this with my colleagues, and I think it's a really bad thing, but it's really common, and it's a big challenge for women, because I usually feel like I'm not the one usually going to meetings, because I'm more like keeping in touch with those clients we already onboarded. But sometimes companies need like insights from the user point of view, or they're just interested in knowing use cases a little bit better. So that's why I go to those meetings, and I prepare a lot beforehand, because I just don't want to get into a situation when they can question what I say, and have any doubt about the topics that I actually share with them.
I think not being taken seriously enough as business owners and business leaders, or leaders of any sort, is really a common and chronic problem. And systems need to change. We know that, right? Systems need to change. But at the same time, I think there are probably things that we can do to just present ourselves with confidence. What are some of the things that you think have helped you? And I'm sure you have developed some working strategies in the past 3 years.
You mean
what are
during
these?
situations, like when I face these challenges?
Yeah, so I'm sure you feel more confident now that the company is doing better, and you know more about the company, and that you have faced many of these situation. So how do you think this has changed for you in the past 3 years? Like, I'm sure you don't get the same jitters that you did at the very
Yeah.
beginning, right?
I mean, first of all, yeah, as you already mentioned, I know the product way better than, for example, when I first went to one of these meetings when I was challenged. And I prepare a lot when I go to a situation like this. And I feel like when I actually have the answer for all the questions beforehand, um, they can't fool me. I mean, I can't say anything bad. And if they see that I'm prepared and I know actually everything regarding Salarify, they feel more confident, and that's how I can feel more confident also. And I think that's I mean, that kind of challenge is not only affecting me, because our CEO Bence is my age. He's 26 and looks, I think, even younger. So when he goes to such meetings, when they're CEOs and CDOs of really large companies, first they always just get surprised that, Jesus, you're the CEO of Salarify, but you're a kid. And that's how he faces the same kind of challenges. But actually, when he starts speaking, and that is how I feel too, and they see that you're really serious about what you do and you are a true professional, then they start to respect you immediately, and then the problem goes away. And I think that's the solution for that. I mean, be more confident and then prepare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, confidence and competence, I think, go hand in hand.
Yeah, and as time goes by, like confidence is getting more and more powerful. I mean, in my opinion, because these meetings are more or less the same, and it's easier to prepare when you attended like 100 of them.
Of course, yeah. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about the advantages of working for a startup as opposed to a more stagnant company. What do you love about it?
I already mentioned this part, but one of my favorite parts is that I do like 4 different jobs in the same time. I mean, of course, it's not that overwhelming as it sounds, but it's really really useful and really exciting to get to know a little bit different positions in a really short time. And it's a working for a startup. It's almost like they throw you in the deep water and just do what you want to do, how you think you would survive. And um, and it's hard, it's really challenging, but this is how you can learn a lot. I mean, I think that since 2018, when it was just an idea, when we started Salarify, I've learned so much, and I developed so many skills that even if even if I mean I don't see the chance that Salarify won't get succeeded, but if it's not getting successful and we have to look for another job, for example, I have a lot of new things. I actually develop new skills, and I have a lot of options, because now I know a lot about marketing. I know a lot about customer success, account to dos and jobs. And also I learned a lot from a customer support point of view, because I'm the only person at Salarify who does this. And first, the way it started, I always answer the phone calls and talk to those people who use Salarify or try to register. But now we have processes and support flows to follow, and use cases and help centers to help our employees um, actually help our users to sign up to Salarify, to register, to solve their issues. And it's really great to see that this is what I only me accomplished, that we have now this system, and I learned a lot about it. I mean, from it actually, all the different areas I'm working at. So I think this is one of the biggest advantages for working for a startup, because if you work for, I don't know, for a multinational company, you also have the chance that you can look, you can peek into different fields, but it's less likely. And we have, I think, much bigger spaces to explore and try new things, and then we can react to all the challenges more flexibly than bigger companies. But of course, it's one of the challenges. It's not just an advantage that we are small and flexible, and also I think one of the best things is that, I mean, I actually, I've never worked for a big company, so I only have experience from a startup ecosystem. But when you have this vision, which I already mentioned, and all of the employees can see it and believe it, it's, I don't know, it's just, it just gives you this purpose to do it when you have a challenging day, or for example, when the clients are not that happy about the problem, or I don't know, a user cannot register to Salarify and I feel like I can solve it and can help them to act, that we're helping people here. And it really gives you the power to go through all the bad things, or all the challenges you face. And I think this is important, and it's not necessarily connected to working for a startup, but it's more like to have a vision.
And I know you guys, your vision has changed a bit over time, because if I recall right, at the beginning, you were basically saving people from predatory loans, and that was one of the main goals. And now you do more financial education as well, is that right?
Yeah, we're working on spread the word in Hungary about financial well-being, and about how you as an employer can help and improve your employees' financial life, and actually about why is it your responsibility. And the answer is easy. Like if your employees have financial troubles and they stress a lot, they get less productive at work, and during especially financial troubles, they look for new jobs which pays a little bit more, and it affects your fluctuation rate. So it's a it's a challenge for you as an employer. And in Hungary, big companies don't really have financial wellness programs, and that's what we want to accomplish here, and actually all over Europe, because we are the first earned wage access platform in Europe, in the continental Europe. In the UK there are some. So it's hard, and we have this mission to spread the word about financial well-being, but also on the other hand, which is for me more personal and more attachable, or I don't know how to put it, that there are a lot of people, a lot of employees in Hungary and all over Europe who actually can't have access to fair financial products. For example, financial aid, credits, and such things. And Salarify is aiming these employees who so far couldn't have access to these kind of products. And using Salarify, now they can have it, and they can have this kind of financial aid to come over the challenges they face during their life. And it's really heart-melting when I have these customer interviews, because we usually do this to get feedback. And sometimes people really open up and share their stories and share their problems, and it's really shocking. But they face actually day by day, month by month, and it just makes you feel good. That great. I mean, I could help them a little bit, and we could improve their life a little bit. Of course, it's not a huge help because it's not a big loan or something which can help them buy a house or something. But usually that's not the first thing they need, or that's not their biggest concerns. It's more like doing it month by month, and to take care of the family. So it gives you a lot to hear these stories.
Yeah, I love your mission, and I love your vision. I can totally see why you're motivated.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
and that's the important.
I'm sorry.
No, that was it.
I'm sure being motivated is part of your success at Salarify and part of Salarify's success as well. Other than being motivated, this will be my last question. I'd love to hear what else you would highlight as important characteristics and important work habits for someone who works for such a dynamic environment as a startup.
Well, it's kind of hard to answer this question because in terms of work habits, I think all of us have different schedules and different ways of coping with the challenges, with the problems we face, and it's important to feel confident doing your job, that you can solve everything, because the things we face and the problems we encounter week by week is like there's something really new coming up, like which we never seen before, and the first phase is always like panicking, developers telling me that okay, so it's impossible, we can't do this, it's no way we can develop this, no way we can solve this problem. And then the second phase is usually okay, just calm down for a minute, have a brainstorm, come up with something, come up with anything. It doesn't have to be realistic first, just come up with ideas. And usually all the ideas started to flow, and as we discussed them, possible solutions, we always find at least one which we can actually do, and then everyone is more relaxed and focused, and then we can do it, and that's that's, I mean, maybe it sounds I don't know, unrealistic, but this is what we face week by week, and this is the characteristic you actually need to stick to, that be confident and you can solve the problems. And in terms of work habits, I don't exactly know what you mean by this question. Like it's also connected to how we usually work together.
Well, one thing that you have mentioned already is planning. So you don't try to wing things ever, but you always plan, even if the plans have to change. Like that would be one habit, for example. But also maybe a few words about managing your time, because it sounds like there is so much to do. Like how do you prioritize? How do you manage your time?
So the first part about planning, I think it's really interesting also in terms of a startup, because we are really small. It's really easy to communicate, even now when all of us in home office for almost a year. For us, it's not a challenge. But on the other hand, we are planning to be much bigger and grow so fast that we have to have these processes and plans for the future. And here comes our CTO Paolo, our CPO, really really handy, because he had been working for Google for 10 years, 10 plus years actually, and he's really good at creating processes and really good at making us follow the processes. And it's really really challenging, because in a lot of the time you cannot see the point, because we're so small. Why do we have to follow these protocols, or I don't know, because I can just ping them on Slack and then have the answer. But it's really important to focus and to stick to the plan, because when we are bigger, it's going to be a mess, it's going to be a chaos if we don't follow these processes. So I think it's really important not to think about you as a really small garage startup, but more like aiming for a bigger corporation, or a bigger actor in the field of in terms of Salarify finances and fintech startups. So I think it's important, and we're trying to do our best, but sometimes, as I already mentioned, we fail because it's really hard to plan in a fast-growing environment. And about time management, so far what I've learned, that for me what it works to have strict rules about like when I start working and when I stop doing it, and when I stop I switch off everything, and I just don't look at emails, don't do anything regarding work. But when I'm at work, I'm present 100% and I'm focused. That helped me a lot. And people usually have this idea about working for a startup that you have to work 16 hours a day for accomplish your plans, but it's not true. I work from 9 to 5 or 6 maximum, and I can do everything in during that time. And I mean, of course, I have to add that it's not true for all of my coworkers, but for me, it's working out so far. And I don't want to burn out soon, so that's why I really focus on my schedule, and I'm trying not to break my kind of rules. So yeah, I think that's it about time management for me.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good advice, for us to really be there when we have to be there, and really switch off when it's time to switch off. I think especially because of COVID, time has
Yeah,
become so fluid that a lot of people have a hard time separating.
yeah, it's actually much harder now that I'm working from home, and yeah, it's another challenge. You have to create your environment here at home, like not to do your whole working day in your PJs and and then on the couch, because it's not that effective. And it gave me a hard time first, but now I'm kind of managing, but cannot wait to go back to the office, to be honest.
Yeah, sure, sure. I think so many of us feel that way. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was so interesting, Flora. Thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. I'm really looking forward to posting this on my channel, and I'm sure that many other people who would like to work for a creative environment like Salarify are going to be inspired and learn from this interview. So, yeah, thanks again very much. Thank you for your time as well. I know it's precious. And I wish you absolutely the very best at Salarify. And I wish Salarify too the very best. I'm going to continue to follow you guys and follow your development. And I know you are going to go far. It's such a wonderful idea and such a great mission.
Thank you very much. It's really great to hear it. And thank you for the invitation. I enjoyed it a lot.
Thanks a lot. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye.